The Los Angeles Lakers wrapped up one of the most frustrating stretches of their season on Tuesday night, falling to the Orlando Magic in a tight game that they had every chance to win. Head coach JJ Redick was blunt after the loss, admitting openly that this Lakers squad is still very much a team under construction. "We're a work in progress," Redick said, summing up the mood in a locker room that knows it has not yet found its best basketball on a consistent basis. Leave your like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any updates. The loss to Orlando capped off an 8-game homestand in which the Lakers finished with a disappointing 4-4 record, a result that falls well short of what this roster is capable of. The team had moments of real promise throughout the stretch, but was unable to sustain the kind of consistent effort needed to close out games against determined opponents. This homestand was supposed to be an opportunity for Los Angeles to build momentum heading into the final stretch of the regular season. Instead, it raised more questions than it answered, leaving coaches and fans with plenty to think about. One of the biggest concerns coming out of the homestand is the state of the Lakers' offense. At its best, Los Angeles moves the ball fluidly and generates easy looks for shooters on the perimeter. But too often this season, the offense has stalled into isolation basketball, with players standing around while one man tries to beat his defender one-on-one. The half-court sets have been inconsistent, and the team has struggled to find a rhythm when transition opportunities dry up. Opposing defenses have started to recognize the pattern and have begun to exploit it with increasing regularity. Redick acknowledged that the team's creative playmakers, Luka Doncic, LeBron James, and Austin Reeves, need room to operate, particularly in early offense before the defense can get set. But he made clear that individual freedom must be paired with collective balance, and that the team has significant work to do in finding the right equilibrium between letting stars create off the dribble and running structured sets that keep everyone moving and involved. "I think you gotta give your guys some leeway to play an early offense versus just playing in the half court," Redick noted after the loss. "We gotta find that balance." The coach pointed to their preparation against the Magic's switching defense as a positive, noting that they had studied Orlando's tendencies carefully and felt ready for what was coming. He specifically praised the contributions of Luke Kennard off the bench, saying that Kennard's sharp off-ball movement made a genuine difference against Orlando's scheme and gave the Lakers a much-needed spark at a critical moment in the game. Despite the disappointing finish to the homestand, Redick was careful not to dismiss the effort his team put in. He genuinely believed the Lakers played with the right mindset and competed hard enough to earn a victory. "I thought we played well enough to win tonight," he said. "We played together. We did our best to play the right way and share the basketball." The problem, he acknowledged, is that good intentions and solid effort do not automatically translate into victories in a league where the margins are this thin. For a team with clear playoff ambitions, finishing 4-4 on a homestand is a real wake-up call. The Western Conference playoff race remains intensely competitive from top to bottom, and the Lakers cannot afford to give away games against teams they should be beating on their own floor. Every home loss tightens the margin for error as the regular season approaches its final weeks, and the standings begin to crystallize for good. Still, there is genuine reason to believe this team can turn things around before the playoffs arrive. Luka Doncic, LeBron James, and Austin Reeves give the Lakers 3 legitimate offensive creators who can each individually take over a game when the situation demands it. Redick is navigating his first NBA head coaching season, and this difficult homestand may ultimately serve as a valuable teaching moment for everyone in the program. What the Lakers need now is cleaner execution, tighter defense in the final minutes, sharper decision-making in late-game situations, and more consistent ball movement when the shot clock is winding down. Legendary coach Pat Riley, who built multiple championship dynasties with the Lakers organization, has publicly expressed strong confidence in Redick as the right coach for this moment in franchise history. That endorsement from one of basketball's greatest minds carries significant weight inside the organization. The talent is clearly there. The pieces are in place. The next step is making it all work together when it matters most. The road ahead will not get easier. The Western Conference is loaded with talented teams that are hungry to climb the standings, and several franchises below the Lakers are playing their best basketball right now. Los Angeles must find a way to protect home court, improve their late-game execution, and rediscover the offensive cohesion that made them look so dangerous earlier in the season. The 4-4 homestand record is a reminder that nothing in this league is guaranteed, and that talent alone will never be enough without the discipline and focus to match it every single night. JJ Redick knows exactly what this team needs to do. The question now is whether the players can deliver it. Tuesday night's defeat to the Orlando Magic at Crypto.com Arena ended with one of the most debated plays of the Lakers season, a confusing final possession that left fans and analysts searching for answers. LeBron James, speaking candidly in the post-game locker room, walked reporters through exactly what he saw in that last sequence, and his account painted a picture of a team that came agonizingly close to pulling off the win but fell just short when the moments mattered most. The Lakers led for most of the game, with their biggest advantage reaching 12 points early in the second half. Everything seemed to be going according to plan, but Orlando is a team that refuses to give up, and the Magic slowly chipped away at the lead, turning what appeared to be a comfortable cushion into a nail-biting finale. The two teams traded blows in the closing minutes, with neither side able to string together the back-to-back stops needed to create a decisive two-possession lead and put the game away. LeBron described the final stretch with notable frustration. The Lakers kept finding ways to go up 3, only to watch the Magic answer immediately, with a three-pointer with an and-one conversion, neutralizing every advantage Los Angeles managed to create. "We couldn't get a stop, a key stop," James said. "It cost us all the way until the end." The sentiment captured the essence of the night. The Lakers earned good shots, made big plays at moments, but could never string together the defensive possession that would have sealed the deal. Then came the final sequence. The Lakers had the ball with a chance to win or tie the game, and the designed play was drawn up for Luka Doncic, who came off a screen looking for an open look. By LeBron's account, Doncic was clean. He had the shot. But rather than pulling the trigger, the Slovenian star hesitated, sensed something was off with his balance, and opted to pass the ball to James instead. LeBron, caught slightly off balance after the unexpected pass, was forced to attempt a very difficult three-pointer that ultimately did not go down. "I thought we had a good opportunity. Luka came off clean," James explained. "I think he felt off balance, but we executed. We didn't get the shot that we wanted. We did execute it, and it doesn't go down." LeBron was measured in his post-game comments, making sure not to throw his teammate under the bus. He acknowledged that Doncic was the one who could best explain why he passed on the open look. "Obviously, you'll have to ask Luka what he saw on that," James said. "But I thought he had a good look, and it felt like he kind of just lost his balance, didn't have a rhythm with the ball." Adding to the frustration was the way the Magic actually finished the game. Orlando grabbed an offensive rebound on the previous possession and converted a putback basket to take the lead in the final seconds, giving the Lakers no margin for error on what became their last chance to respond. The sequence of events, the defensive breakdown on the glass, the pass from Doncic, and LeBron's difficult off-balance attempt formed a perfect storm of miscues that ultimately cost Los Angeles the game. What makes the loss particularly stinging is how in control the Lakers appeared through 3 quarters. They held the lead for the vast majority of the contest and had multiple opportunities in the fourth quarter to put the Magic away. But Orlando's energy, combined with the Lakers' inability to make key defensive stops and their miscommunication on the final play, turned a potential win into yet another close defeat. For LeBron James, who has been through countless high-stakes moments in his career, the loss was clearly a difficult one to process. His tone in the post-game press conference was reflective and honest, acknowledging that the team had enough to win but did not get the job done when it counted. He stopped short of placing blame on any individual, instead pointing to the collective inability to secure a stop as the defining factor. The Lakers will need to learn from this game and quickly move forward. With the Western Conference playoffs approaching and the standings tightly packed, there is no room to dwell on what might have been. The final possession will be replayed in their minds, but the only answer is to get better, communicate more clearly in late-game situations, and trust each other when it matters most. The real question going forward is whether this type of late-game execution issue becomes a recurring theme or a correctable problem. The Lakers have the talent to compete with anyone in the West. Luka Doncic is one of the best shot creators in the entire league, and his ability to read a defense and manufacture baskets under pressure is second to none. LeBron James, even this deep into his legendary career, remains a force to be reckoned with in clutch moments. When both stars are on the same page and making the right reads in real time, Los Angeles is nearly impossible to beat. But when communication breaks down on the final play of a close game, when a pass goes to the wrong spot and leaves a superstar off balance attempting an impossible shot, that is when games slip away. Tuesday night was a painful but instructive reminder of how thin the line between winning and losing truly is in the NBA. The Lakers must take that lesson seriously and make sure it does not define their season. The trade rumors connecting Kawhi Leonard to the Los Angeles Lakers have grown louder with each passing day, fueled by a wide-ranging NBA investigation that could dramatically reshape the landscape of the Western Conference. The story begins with the Los Angeles Clippers, their star forward, and a now bankrupt tree planting company called Aspiration that sits at the center of a salary cap circumvention probe that league officials have been quietly investigating for months. The core of the Aspiration scandal involves allegations that the Clippers used the company, which has since declared bankruptcy, to funnel additional compensation to Leonard outside the boundaries of the NBA's salary cap framework. If proven, this type of arrangement would represent a serious violation of league rules, one that could carry significant consequences for both the franchise and the player. The NBA's investigation has been ongoing, and according to multiple reports from journalists close to the story, the conclusion may now be imminent following the conclusion of All-Star Weekend, which was hosted at the Clippers Intuit Dome in Los Angeles. Several possible punishments have been discussed publicly. Among the most dramatic would be the outright voiding of Leonard's contract, which is worth approximately $149 million. The league could also strip the Clippers of future draft picks, and, in a scenario that would hit owner Steve Ballmer where it hurts most, potentially ban him from attending games in person, a particularly meaningful sanction for an owner known for his passionate courtside presence at every home contest. The Clippers have already made moves that some observers interpret as preparation for the worst. At the trade deadline, the team shipped out James Harden and Ivica Zubac, two significant veterans. Reporter Tom Haberstroh of Yahoo Sports suggested those departures could indicate that the Clippers organization is bracing for severe punishment and beginning to reshape the roster accordingly. Whether that reading is accurate remains to be seen, but the timing has raised eyebrows around the league. For the Lakers, the potential fallout from the Aspiration case represents an extraordinary opportunity. NBA insider Jovan Buha made the situation clear in no uncertain terms. No team in the league is projected to have more cap space this summer than Los Angeles. Either scenario, Kawhi is forced to be traded or his contract is voided and he is a free agent. No one has more cap space this summer than the Lakers, Buha stated. The Lakers also control 3 tradable first-round draft picks, giving them multiple avenues to pursue a deal if one materializes. If Leonard's contract were voided and he became a free agent, the Lakers would be positioned to offer him a max deal without needing to move existing pieces off the roster. If the Clippers were instead forced to trade him, the Lakers could theoretically absorb his $50.3 million salary into their projected cap space, while sending draft compensation back to their crosstown rivals, a scenario that would require both sides to swallow considerable institutional pride given the intense rivalry between the two franchises. And that rivalry is real. The bad blood between ownership groups on both sides is well documented, and there is little reason to believe the Clippers would willingly hand their biggest star directly to the team they share a city with. Buha noted that the Clippers would likely prefer to see Leonard go anywhere other than the Lakers, and that if a trade were forced by the league, it would almost certainly trigger a competitive bidding war among multiple interested teams. The Golden State Warriors and the New York Knicks have also been mentioned as potential suitors, with each franchise carrying its own appeal for a player of Leonard's caliber. Despite all of this speculation, Buha was careful to pump the brakes on the excitement, noting that much of what is circulating around Leonard remains noise until the league formally concludes its investigation and announces any punishment. For now, I think it's just noise, he said, cautioning against reading too much into scenarios that have not yet materialized. He also raised a practical consideration. Leonard has lived in Los Angeles for several years, and relocating to another city, even a marquee market like New York, might not be appealing given his established life in Southern California. Still, the basketball fit with the Lakers is undeniable. Pairing Leonard with Luka Doncic would create one of the most dangerous offensive and defensive duos in the entire league. Leonard thrives in isolation situations, defends elite wings at the highest level, and does not need to dominate the ball to have an enormous impact on winning basketball games. He would complement the Lakers' existing stars beautifully, and his playoff pedigree, including a championship with the Toronto Raptors, speaks for itself. For now, the situation remains speculative, but in a league defined by rapid, unexpected shifts in power, the idea of Kawhi Leonard suddenly becoming available, whether through a trade or free agency, is the kind of story that could reshape the entire championship landscape overnight. Lakers fans are paying very close attention.